Evaluate the following: 23 plus 15 plus negative 9 minus 3 plus negative 20 minus negative 30 plus 8 minus 123. Oh goodness, there's a lot going on here, and we're actually going to approach this problem in two different ways. The first is with the appropriate rule, and then the second is a shortcut that gives us the same answer. Now the rule, when we have additions and subtractions in the same problem, is to go from left to right. So we're going to start with this first addition, and then do the next one, and then do the subtraction, etc. That's the order we're going to do things in. But one quick way to simplify things, here we're subtracting a negative. We know we can change that to an addition sign. So I'm going to rewrite this as 23 plus 15 plus negative 9 minus 3 plus negative 20 and then plus 30. Remember, subtracting a negative changed it into an addition. And then plus 8 minus 123. Let's go from left to right. We'll start with 23 plus 15. I'm going to do this kind of off to the side so it's out of the way, because we're going to have a lot of calculations we need to do, and I want to get those out of the way. If we add 23 and 15, 5 plus 3 is 8, 2 plus 1 is 3, so we end up with 38 as the result of that first addition. Next, we know we have to add negative 9, so I'm going to look at that addition next. Now here, these numbers have different signs, so we know we need to take the difference. So that's going to be 38 minus 9. We're going to have to borrow. The 3 becomes a 2. The 8 becomes an 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. Bring down the 2. So 29. And because the larger number was positive, our answer will be positive. So when we do this, this is going to give us positive 29. Now next, we're going to bring down that minus 3. So we've got 29 minus 3. You can probably do that in your head. 29 minus 3, 28, 27, 26. It's going to be 26. You could also write it out, but we'll skip that. I think you can do that in your head. Now next, we've got this plus negative 20. So I'm going to bring that down here. So we've got 26 plus negative 20. They have different signs, so we've got to take the difference. So that's going to be 26 minus 20, which is just going to give us 6, because 2 minus 2 is 0. So when we do those, we get 6 as an answer. Next, we can add 30. We can bring down that plus 30. 6 plus 30 is 36. Not too crazy there. Then we bring that plus 8 down. So we've got 36 plus 8. I can probably do that in my head, but let's write it out. 6 plus 8 is 14. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So we've got 44. And then finally, we can bring down that minus 123. 44 minus 123 could also be written as 44 plus negative 123. The benefit there is that we can see that they have different signs. We've got a positive and a negative, so we take the difference. 123 minus 44, we're going to have to borrow. The 2 becomes a 1, the 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. We have to borrow again. That 1 becomes a 0. This 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. So we've got 79, and since the larger number was negative, our answer is going to be negative, and our final answer is negative 79. Wow, that was a lot of work. There is a second way that we can solve this problem. All right, I'm going to rewrite what we have up here. I'm going to rewrite this problem. But what I'm going to do is anytime there's a subtraction, I'm going to rewrite it as an addition. So this minus 3 is going to become plus negative 3. And this will become helpful in just a moment. So we've got 23 plus 15 plus negative 9, and then plus negative 3. I'm writing that minus 3 as plus negative 3, plus negative 20, and then subtracting a negative is the same as adding, so plus 30, and then plus 8, and then at the end plus negative 123. So I've rewritten it as a total addition problem. All of the actual operations here are additions. And now the benefit here is that we can take all the positive numbers and add them together, and then all the negative numbers and add those together, and then in the end combine what we have. So let's look at the positives first. 23 is positive, 15 is positive. The 9, the 3, and the 20 are negative, so we'll leave those out for a moment. We've got 30 and 8 also as positives. Now the negatives, we've got 9, we've got 3, we've got 20, and we've got 123. So we're going to add the positives together on their own, and then the negatives together on their own, and then we'll deal with them together at the end. Let's look at the positives. 3 plus 5 plus 0 plus 8 gives us 16, I think. So we carry the 1, and then 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 gives us 7. So we've got 76 there. Let's look at the negatives. 9 plus 3 plus 0 plus 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5, and then we bring down the 1. So we've got 76 and 155. Now, 155 is a negative quantity, so I'm going to put a negative here. And so what we need to do is we need to take positive 76 and add to that negative 155. Here they have different signs, so we take the difference. 155 minus 76. We will have to borrow. That 5 becomes a 4. This 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. And then if we borrow from this 1, it becomes a 0. The 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 7 is 7. And in this last addition problem, the larger number was negative, so we know our final answer will be negative. And I want to point out that this is exactly the same as we got the other way. So either method works, and we have a final answer of negative 79.